So here we are, the finale has happened, and I'm here to talk about it. So let's get straight into my thoughts of episode 6 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or should I say Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Once again, spoilers. So we pretty much start off like straight away, like pick up where we left off. My first thought was, why lock everyone down when there's corrupt people inside? Logically, that don't make sense, but they didn't know that, I suppose. Sharon with the little like face thing and taking that off. I saw that reference to Winter Soldier. I saw it. I got it straight away. There was a little like tiny shred of me that was like, wait, what? And then I was like, no, logistically, it will be Sharon. When Sharon was talking about like, oh, I've heard pardons aren't all that they're made up to be. And Bucky goes, depends on the therapist. I love his sarcastic self. I love it. Oh my god, the suit, it looks so good. I literally just like shouted. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning and I screamed. It was so good. I wrote in my notes, suit, he looks so good, shut up. It just instills so much happiness in me. Like, it just looks so good. And it looks a lot like the comic like version. And when the man was like, who are you? And he goes, I'm Captain America. The power that man holds. The metal detector going off and Bucky walks through. Sharon goes, hello. Makes me think of the interview between Mackie and Seb. It was funny. In my notes I put that it feels like a third act of a movie, which I have some thoughts about, but I'll keep it to the end. But yeah, it literally just felt like a third act of a movie where there was lots of action going on. Bucky on a motorcycle. I know we saw it in the trailer and I knew it was coming, but like, oh, I don't fly, man, that's your thing. Made me giggle. I don't know why, I just really like Bucky's lines. I just like how sarcastic he is and just funny little quips. It's so good. Oh, the flag smashers not responding to Carly when she says one world. That moment kind of made me feel like, oh, they're going to betray her, which obviously they didn't, but that's what I felt, and I thought that that's where they were going, and then that never happened, but I was like, okay. Then Walker turns up and shouts her name, and I just wrote in my notes, baby, that shield will break. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but here we are. And Bucky using his full strength to save those people was amazing. And then his little face when the man was like, thanks for saving us, he was like, I've done good. And I was like, oh, character arc, story arc. Oh. Bucky also did a superhero landing, and like when he was falling off the thing, I don't know why, but the first time I watched it and he landed like that, I was like, superhero landing, really bad for your knees, you know. Walker's fight style is so aggressive. He just throws punches or just pushes the shield at people. There is no thought process to it. It's just go for it, which I feel like says a lot about him. I mean, obviously they probably chose for him to fight that way for a certain reason, but it says a lot about him where he's just like fight with strength rather than intelligence. And he had like a semi-redemption arc, I suppose, with attempting to save the people instead of going after Carly. But he's still scum and he's still got so much more to do before I actually like him. But Sam to the rescue, I love. Did that all without super soldier serum, may I add, which obviously shows the difference between Walker and Sam. Walker has super soldier serum and was pulling it back and was struggling or whatever. And then Sam came to the rescue, saved those people as he should. Sharon is the power broker. Wasn't shocked because we knew she was doing something shady, and I think we all just alluded to that. So it wasn't like a massive shock, twist or whatever. Do we know why? No. Will we find out? I hope so, because I'm still confused. Like, Sharon, babe, what, why? I don't understand why she's doing like this double agent thing with Sam and Bucky. Like, was she just using them to get to Carly, I suppose? I don't, there's so many questions unanswered. No, okay, Batroc dying made me so angry. I wrote in my notes, Batroc dead, WTF, I needed him alive, shut up, I'm fuming. I mentioned this when we first saw Batroc in like the first episode, because I'm a massive fan of Gwenpool and he is her like mentor. And I was like, if they ever bring Gwenpool into like the MCU, I'd want to play her, but besides the point. Like, we need Batroc alive so like Batroc could be her mentor, and then he dies. I was like, I need him alive. I said to my friends, I was like, if they kill him off, I'm gonna be so angry. And then they killed him off, and I was so upset. The fact that I'm more upset over his death than Carly's says a lot. I really respect Sam for not fighting back Carly, and once again I think it really shows the difference between him and Walker, whereas Walker was like going for it, just throwing punches left, right and centre, whereas Sam is like, I'm not going to fight you, like at the end of the day you're still a kid. And he saw good in her rather than just like, you're a bad guy, I need to kill you. When Carly went, stay down, and Sam was like, no, that gave off I can do this all day vibes. Like I heard it and I was like, that has to be a callback surely, because it was the same vibe. Bucky using technology, using the app. I love it, I love it. And then Carly dies. I was kind of hoping that she was going to stay alive and like almost redeem herself. Obviously that's not what happened, so I was a bit like, oh, okay. But I wasn't like upset over her death. I don't think I was fully attached to her as a villain. Like I had sympathy for her, but we didn't have enough backstory for me to like really feel for her. So when she died, I was like, meh, okay, most villains die. Like what else? You know, one down, another one to go. Sam looked like an angel carrying Carly down with his wings. It was beautiful imagery. It was just so good. And his suit, I was in awe of it. Sam's speech was beautiful, period. I don't think there's anything else I need to say about that. It was just so good. Also, whilst I think about it, from the get-go, the captions, because I watch with subtitles, the captions had Sam as Captain America from the start of the episode, and I was like, that is such tiny detail, but it is so beautiful. Bucky looked so proud of Sam that whole time, and then he called him Cap, and I was like, oh. When I first watched the episode, I was confused as to who killed the rest of the Flag Smashers. I was like, oh, okay then. And then as soon as I saw Zemo, I was like, oh, that makes sense now, okay. This is completely unrelated, but Val's phone made me like jump because it's the same ringtone as mine. And I was like, oh my god, someone's calling me. And then obviously it wasn't my phone, but I was like, you can't call me, I'm in the middle of watching something. Walker's new suit. And we have US Agent now. If they're not setting up Thunderbolts, I don't know what else they're setting up. So yeah, I still don't like him because honestly at this point he's done a lot of bad things, but I'm glad that we're going to see more of him because I feel like there is an arc in there and we're going to see some good stuff. The Yuri bit made me sob, like literally sob. I was like, I'm not going to cry, like there is nothing sad that will make me cry, and then Yuri happened and I was like, oh, I forgot that we were going to see that. I forgot we were going to see Bucky tell him, and then I cried. Bucky finished his book, gave it to the therapist. It was lovely, touching. And then when he was watching Yuri, like through the window, obviously that gives off like, obviously Yuri didn't forgive him, understandably. But when Bucky was watching and then he stepped out of focus in the shot, and I was like, that was so good. I was like, beautiful there. Like, if someone asked me to write an essay about like Marvel movies or like series, I could do it. Having the Isaiah scene straight after the Yuri bit wasn't helpful because I was already crying, and then that whole bit, like before the museum as well as the museum, I just lost it. And when I rewatched it this morning so I could write my notes, I cried again at that bit. They got the happy ending and they were together as well, and realizing that they need each other, and I was like, oh. I love that little whole like montagey bit, it was so nice. And then at the very end we had Captain America and Winter Soldier, which was amazing, and I'm so happy for Sam. And it's going to be confusing with like two Captain Americas, like which one are you talking about, but I'm sure we'll find something, and I will be calling Sam Captain America from now on, okay? It's no longer Falcon, he is Captain America. Then we had the post-credit with Cheeky Sharon getting pardoned, but still up to some funny business, ready to cause some chaos. I still don't know why though, and it's like bothering me because the vibe that they gave off, like with having that as the post-credit and not really explaining, feels like they're setting up for season 2. They could be setting up for a different show, but I just feel like they're setting up for season 2. Obviously it'd be called Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I don't know, it just felt unfinished. So I was like, that makes me feel like there is going to be a season 2, but it's not confirmed, and so I'm confused. I was also like, oh, there's only one post credit. I literally scrolled through all of the credits because I assumed there was going to be 2, and there wasn't. So I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, this episode was a wild ride. I have some thoughts which I'm going to talk about They're kind of like my overall thoughts as well, but I probably will do a video of my overall thoughts, so stay tuned for that. So this episode, as I said, felt like a third act of a movie, which in theory is great when you put all the episodes together, but as a episode by itself, it was almost, I don't want to say underwhelming because I still loved it, but it was just felt weird because the whole action bit was finished and I looked at the thing and I was like, we still have like half of the episode left. It felt weird, like the pacing felt weird, and I'm sure like if you watched it as a 6-hour long movie, like it would make sense, but as a standalone episode it didn't feel right. And I've seen a lot of people saying that they were underwhelmed, and I think for these kinds of things, because they're almost making them as though it's just a longer MCU movie, they make it as though it is one cohesive movie. The last episode just felt a bit weird. I can't put my finger on it, but there was something off. Nonetheless, I still really enjoyed it, and the action was great. The dialogue was great per usual, acting was amazing, cinematography was great, just everything ticks the boxes. I'm going to leave some of my like other thoughts and critiques for my overall opinions video because I don't want to like say everything twice. But yeah, that was the final episode. I'm so sad it's over. So obviously we don't have any Marvel content for like a little while, so I'm trying to think of what I can do for this channel. I thought maybe I could watch through the MCU movies and give my critiques and opinions if that is something people want to see. I also haven't watched the X-Men movies in a while, so I was thinking maybe I could watch those and then talk about those. Obviously we're probably going to get an X-Men reboot for the MCU, but it's still a movie nonetheless. So I can watch those and critique those because it's literally probably been like 3 years since I've watched them, or that kind of thing. Or if there's anything that you want me to do, just comment it down below and I will have a read. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more. All my socials are in the description per usual, and I will see you in my next video.